right, we're live.
It's nuts, man. All right,
This
man.
thumbnail crazy, yo. This is the first time I'm seeing it.
Fire. Just that
They gotta
panel.
put that.
I can't wait for the anime God Valley, bro. Anyway, where we at with it? We up here. One Piece, chapter 1165. Yes, sir, we live. And OPU episode 64. We're gonna fix it, guys. I promise you. We're gonna get lined up with the chapter number. It's gonna happen. If I got to stream by myself one day, I'm gonna do it. I don't care. Oh man. Either way, God Valley, what a flashback. Fellas, how we doing? Preaching JJ here with me right now.
Doing great, man. It's a great chapter. A lot to talk about, really.
Really fun.
Too much
Really
to talk
fun.
about.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I just wanted to say, between being able to spend a lot of time with Big Mom and this cover request, I know that Preach is really happy. He gets a lot of Zeus time, so I'm sure that makes him happy. And then when Zeus and Nash touch base in once we get back to Elbath and drop all that lore, I just know that's going to be a day for Preach. I'm just excited for him.
Zeus might be the next Mother Flame, bro.
Oh,
Mother Flame is crazy.
Yo, Kylan Bell, I like that. The caps. I think that might be what we need to start doing. Drop your caps in the chat. Welcome to OPU. One of my graduates said, drop your caps in the chat if y'all in here, man.
Make sure you guys like the stream, share the stream.
Please like it, please.
You're not a graduate without a donation, though. You got to pay money to graduate. You a student, you know what I'm saying, while you here. But until you donate, you can't graduate. I'm just saying. That's how school works.
I had to pay graduation fees to graduate college. That's how it happens. Seriously. I said, dang, y'all just went out together, y'all. I still got to pay some more just to walk. Jesus, man. But we did it. We out of there. Speaking of out of there, Rox Dieselbeck is getting cooked.
So he's done. That attack. He's done.
I'm willing to bet he's not done, actually.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's honestly. I really think Whitebeard is going to have to put him down, bro. Which is going to be even more sad.
Man, please.
Well, just as far as like maybe not, he doesn't defeat him, but he's going to sink the island or something crazy.
That island already getting sunk, boy. Every chapter.
Yeah.
That's how people.
But that Marco dad is going to save them, but so I feel like they got to go back and help Roger and Garp.
The only people going back is Ray and Gabon. I think Whitebeard is really upset about seeing him turn on like Big Mom and Kaido, even though he should I feel like looking at him, he got bat wings and fangs, and he's like 10 times bigger. I guess that's not enough, of hit to say maybe something's off. But he was really mad about that, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I would love it if he did come back, but who knows?
That's literally. I want to say that was my biggest gripe of the chapter. When we saw Rox attack Whitebeard last week, we had to make up all these excuses about what actually happened to Whitebeard. Turns out he was just walking around the forest, just wondering, and just got random people talking to him. Like if they would have just said, like Whitebeard in that same panel could have just said, "What happened to you, Rox?" And that would have just gave some kind of reasoning as to why Whitebeard isn't there banging. I was so proud of Whitebeard and Kaido when Emu came down and them boys was like, we riding. Then the one shot happens, Ross gets transformed, and nobody thinks maybe this is out of Ross control. Like I'm a little disappointed, to be honest.
It is interesting. We know Big Mom and Kaido are idiots. Like, because even hey, are you bigger than you? Like, bro, are you dumb? Well, she is. There's no argument about it. Yeah, but for Whitebeard, it just feels like, come on, dog. He felt like the most loyal guy.
I don't
think he's done. I don't know.
Because the way Roger and Garp made it seem was that attack is going to drain all their energy. Like they might be done, bro, after this one attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how this gonna. If Rox is not done, somebody has to step in.
And Bogart, Stopper, Gabon, Rayleigh, and Whitebeard team up. What did I just hear?
And like
because
with Garp and Roger, I feel like I really think I feel like Whitebeard's gonna give them a ride, just because if what are they gonna do? Swim back from God Valley after they just fought rocks?
I mean, they can.
No, bro. There's
Freddie
no way they'll
swam
have
through
the
the calm
energy to
belt, bro.
swim after that fight.
He said
I
swam through
think
the
that
complex. That is not the same energy.
That's facts. I think Ray and Gabon arrive, and I mean, I know a lot of people. I still think there's still one more thing we got to see from Garp and Roger. So I think Ray and Gabon, and I mean, y'all say Bogart. I think if Bogart was coming, we would have probably saw him take it. But somebody got to protect everybody else. He's the strongest person left, so he has to protect the rest of the people. But anyway, Ray and Gabon arrive. They fend off rocks while Garp and Roger collect themselves a little bit more, and all of them together, I think, do one final attack that actually, because I think they're gonna think that they've put down rocks, but I still think we got a little bit more from rocks.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can we talk about this Polo Graham guy, man?
The GOAT.
Wait. Right before we move on to
so
that.
Happy, bro?
Right before I move on to that, I just want to say, just like I did with Whitebeard, Kaido got that devil fruit. He was mad hype. He was like, I want to try out this fruit. He spit one little fireball and they got knocked into a mountain and was like, I quit. I don't like how they portraying my guy. I just need to say that.
Hey, man, once he got attacked by his guy, we got to think about the fact that they did get attacked by their captain. Even though it's stupid to not recognize that, something is off with rocks. Getting attacked by the guy you arrived to protect would make me be like, well, you know what? Fuck this. I'm out.
Yeah.
But Kaido got kicked in the face 4 chapters ago and was ready to fight rocks then. Now that things turned up, now you want to have reason?
Hey, that's true. Tornado says, shout out to Tornado, by the way. Oh, my bad. You was going to say something else, JJ?
Oh, no, just the same thing. Just, God Valley, to me, I just really want to see Whitebeard is my favorite character outside of Buggy, outside of the Straw Hats. And Kaido, I just felt like we could have got more with his story. And I thought we was going to get a lot more from God Valley. But his thought process really doesn't fit unless he was, around Shiki and watch dudes disband. Because logically speaking, Rocks wasn't himself. How do you not acknowledge that? Y'all been around him enough. Y'all ain't never seen him with no wings before. Why would y'all just be like, Pirate Crew's turn all of a sudden? Come on, Kaido. I thought you had a little bit more sense than that. He really Luffy for real.
Yeah. I agree with that, where it's like, I thought we would have gotten a little bit more look into like what exactly made Kaido just say violence will run my crew, basically. Like, I guess you can say, he lost because he wasn't strong enough to beat rocks and this and that, but it just still felt like, hey, I'm finna just do my own thing. I would have been fine if he just would have said, I'm finna start my own crew and only the strongest. I mean, I don't know, bro. It did feel a little flat. But overall, I think the flashback has been great for Kaido.
Absolutely. Overall. Yeah, he's way more personality than we got in Wano in literally a 10th of the time. But I just thought the conclusion was just going to be a little bit more.
I guess also like we got to see more of Kaido still, just because how does he go from this and then now he's like all depressed, alcoholic?
Just time, man. Time usually heals, but in this case, it hurt. I don't know.
How does he learn about Joy Boy? You think Rocks gave him Joy Boy information before God Valley?
Very possible. Very possible. Tornado says, after this flashback, I don't want to hear anyone say Ray and Gabon are over Big Mom and Kaido. Why not?
Why?
They just got beat up and left.
Ray and Gabon running into the fire. Big Mom and Kaido was like, that's dark. Get out of here.
Hey, man, I don't know, man. I don't see why. Shit, them boys had their own agenda. They did what they had to do.
And we still ain't seen Gabon put the fear of God in Summers, so we still ain't even see everything from them boys yet. Slow down. Yeah. I don't think we can make that point about them dudes.
I honestly don't think he's going to fight Summers. I think Summers going to... I think Ray and Gabon might still wind up fighting...
Saturn.
Well, I think Ray might get Shamrock. Yeah. Not Shamrock, Garland. And maybe Gabon, just somewhere, bro. Maybe I'm just being picky because this is my first Sanji upscale guy. But bro, we just watched you cook Summers, and as a 70-year-old man, fight somebody else, please. We know what you can do.
I would like to see Rayleigh fight Summers again, just because of the whole situation with Shaggy and everything. But I mean, we also got to consider Saturn and like the Gorosei. What if the Gorosei show up still? I mean, there's a lot that could still happen. They probably won't show up though, just because it seems like Emu wants to mother flame the island.
Yeah, nuke the island. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
All right, bro. We gotta talk about this guy, bro, because this is just like the biggest what the hell moment in One Piece.
Let's hear it.
Who is Pologram, bro? Because it's just in the midst of all the chaos, you got Marco's dad just popping in out of nowhere in the middle of God Valley and just chilling, bro. Like, it has to be the most random reveal in One Piece.
This is the creation of the Whitebeard pirates as we know it, bro. I feel like the same way Whitebeard called Odin his brother instead of his son, that probably started with Marco's pops. And then
but why is he at God Valley, bro?
Jenny said that said a lot to a bunch of people.
I know, bro.
All the pirates. If you was a pirate worth something, you was in God Valley trying to get some of that paper.
So he's at I'm just trying to understand this. He's at God Valley looking for Whitebeard specifically, right?
I think he just came for treasure.
Nah, yeah.
And he just happened to see Whitebeard, who he respects. Yeah.
Everybody got the word from Jenny that it's a whole lot of treasure here to be had. So everybody came. Then you saw that the Rocks Pirates was here. So, and then you see him mountains getting toppled. He was like, I bet that was Newgate. Like, my thing is, I don't think that boy Polo coming off the island. I don't think he's gonna make it.
It's interesting because he looks so happy about the Rocks crew ending, and he wants to join with Whitebeard, and he said, "I'm a big fan." So I don't know, bro. It was just like, I would have like. I don't know if he planned this out or if he just like this would be kind of a fun review.
He's been waiting all this time to land a Marco Polo joke. Like, this dude is a sicko. A real deal sicko. And it's so funny because like a few chapters ago when he kicked Silver Axe, everybody was like, what is Marco doing? He's not old enough to be here.
Yeah, why is he dressed like a Yonko, bro? This dude, it's just so much so many questions I have with his dad.
I'm asking, is he flying? Like when you see him inside, he probably just jumping down. But it looked like he's flying, bro.
Maybe he has a fruit. No?
Who's stronger?
He get reincarnated like the Phoenix, I'm telling you. Yeah, like I said, I don't expect.
Oh my bad. Go
ahead. I just think Whitebeard didn't really have any reasons to call people their sons until a man lost his father right in front of him. So I think that's going to make him just be the biggest foster parent, in One Piece history. This moment here.
Who we got? Hologram or Bogart? Who's stronger?
Bogart ain't attacked nobody but Kobe in a cover story. So I'm giving it to Bogart because he actually hit Silver Surfer.
Oh man, y'all crazy, bro.
Why Bogart get separated from Garp in the first place? How that even happened? They was running around talking to Sengoku. Bogart was like, "Nah, I heard a woman yelling. I gotta go save her."
Y'all gonna see. I can't keep. It's only when it happens, it'll happen, and y'all understand what y'all been sleeping on. But until then, I just gotta say y'all gonna see.
You just love characters that don't do nothing, so you can always say like, "Wait and see." All your characters is wait and see characters. But then Whitebeard be put his life on the line for everybody, and he the one that get clowned. I'm learning how you move, Krow. I'm learning.
Shout out to Whitebeard. That's the GOAT, man. That's my boy.
I'm looking at this panel right now. Is that Perona's devil fruit?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Who is that?
That gas
Gil Bastar. It was like, I ain't gonna say I don't know if he was a main character or something. He's a character Oda made for like an older series he was working on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of Oda's throwing in a little Easter eggs here.
He's having fun, bro. Like he's really having fun with God Valley.
I mean, when you throw in the idea that devil fruits reincarnate and other people get it, like you literally give yourself the option of everything that you had before. You could bring it back, and everybody will get a chance to be excited for it. It's really an amazing way to tell a story. Like nothing is old and nothing is new at the same time. It's crazy.
Well, Pologram not stronger than Shiki. Now, calm down, brother.
It might be, bro.
But I do think that's an
so
interesting
happy that the
combo,
Rock
though.
Pirates was ending. He was so happy. This is the
end. Hey, he lost that David back fight. Now he can go do what the hell he want to do, bro. He happy. He free.
Yeah, I mean, him and Big Mom for the get-go was like, we don't really rock with him like that. You know, we just respected the game. So I guess
I'm contractually obligated. They just there so they won't get fined, bro. So my question, I think I've seen this has been a conversation from some people. The fact that Marco's dad, Gil Bastards, has Perona's fruit, and I guess just other. Well, when you really list it out, it's just that, but other like small occurrences like that, where it seems like everything or everybody is related in one piece. How do y'all think that they say that makes the world feel small, or it just feel like everything is connected? Do y'all like stuff like that? Dislike it? I'm curious.
I mean, to me, I just feel like people just take one thing and run along with it to the point where they mess it up for themselves. I think it's kind of corny when everybody that's connected to one thing is connected to others, but I don't think seeing a guy with Perona's fruit automatically makes them related to Perona unless that ends up being what, you know, Luffy is literally a descendant of Joy. They said the fruits find a way of like getting away from the government. Maybe the fruits have a way of getting back to the people who initially made them before the Void Century. Maybe that's an idea, but that seemed like it would be interesting. But I'm not looking at this guy had Perona fruit and just be like, oh, he's related to Perona. This guy flicked the booger. He's related to Mr. Five. I think when you think about it like that, that's corny. But like when you actually have evidence like Captain John and Kid, that makes it more interesting. I just think when people paint things with a broad brush, you're taking out, you know, the nuance of the show.
And Preach, how you feeling?
I mean, like let's just look at the Marco example here. This guy is kind of random, bro. Like I feel like he's not too important, and I don't think it's bad or anything. It makes sense now with Whitebeard. I mean, Marco was his right hand man. So I think it's kind of a cool thing. I guess in like the broader perspective, when you have it happening so much, it can kind of get old after a while. But like in this example, the specific moment, to me, it's just like it's just kind of like a random Oda moment. But as far as like the strongest characters, like I think of like X Drake. He had like his ties to I forgot what it was, the Marines, right? So a pirate, or was the Marines?
His dad was it was the opposite of his dad. I just yeah.
Yeah, but it's like
he was a fake pirate. His dad was a fake
Doesn't
Marine.
it kind of make sense that these characters have some kind of history or some kind of bloodline? Because if we're thinking about a lot of these characters, besides Kobe, pretty much everyone else, they have their own just kind of
lineage.
They have a lineage, but they also have like an untapped potential. Like Luffy, there's no way Luffy could be this strong just being some average, just some average Joe. I think that's what Kobe is for. It makes a lot more sense if you have Ace and Luffy and these like big names kind of coming together, especially in that situation. It's like now we have more context of Garp and Roger and how they fought against rocks together. And I mean, Roger literally invited he literally asked Garp to join his crew. So in that situation, it's now like, okay, we can see Ace and Luffy being brothers is not really such a crazy idea. Like it seems like Roger and Garp, like they were cool, and I think they really were kind of like friendly terms, but they were just rivals just because of, you know, Garp's a Marine and Roger is a pirate, and that's it. but they respected each other so much.
Mm. And I look at it from a perspective of, Tornado made a good point that I was going to kind of allude to, where it's like, yeah, he's reusing devil fruits, but like, what sense does it make to just create a devil fruit just for a dead character?
Yeah.
Like, am I finna create a whole new power just for this dude to be here for 3 chapters? I think that you can say it makes the world feel small, whereas like, why everybody we see gotta be related to somebody, or they got the same fruit as this person. I can see where that comes from, but I also think that like, let's look at the examples we got right now. Gil Bastar having Perona's devil fruit. This was 38 years ago. Like, that fruit making it to somebody else is just not, it's not crazy. It's not like Perona's like some big famous pirate. It's just a random person ate a devil fruit. Marco being a 15-year-old kid on Whitebeard's crew felt kind of weird. Like, why did Whitebeard have this kid on his crew? I ain't gonna say it felt weird.
It does feel weird,
it
especially that he's his right-hand man. That's weird.
Yeah. So it needed someone explaining, like, how did you meet Marco? Okay, I met his dad on God Valley. Does that ruin it doesn't really do anything for Marco's character, but it's definitely not doing nothing bad.
And then let's look at it the opposite way. Imagine if we had a situation where we never found out who were the previous users of different devil fruits, and people would still be complaining about that. They'd be like, well, we don't really know any, like, how come no one had devil fruits back in Roger's era? And we're talking about God Valley, maybe one of the most impactful moments in One Piece, where you have all of these pirates kind of jumping in, a lot of the strongest pirates in One Piece. They're going to have some powerful fruits. It just kind of makes sense that way. We already have a crew like Rogers that have no devil fruits. So I would like to see all these fruits. It actually makes more sense that you have a lot of different powerful devil fruit users on God Valley.
Not to mention that it's already going to be users here. Plus, this is where a lot of people got the devil fruits, because the Celestial Dragons had the competition where fruits were prizes. Yeah. So, like, it's not. I think sometimes we make an issue out of stuff that's really not that serious. Like,
I do kind of see it as a trend, though, because
I can see where it comes from.
Yeah, because it is getting like to the point where it's every arc. You have like Yamato and Kaido, then you got Momonosuke, Oden, you got all this stuff, and then you got now like Shanks and Figurlin and Bonnie and Kuma. Like, it never ends, bro. It's one of Oda's favorite tropes, but I would say for the most part,
it's always going to be like a lone lost.
It's been done well. I think that's the most important thing. Is it done well? Like, Oda reuses a lot of stuff in different arcs, and even the structure of his arcs in the beginning of One Piece were very similar every arc. It's just a matter of, does he execute it well? And if you look at those characters, Bonnie and Kuma was a good storytelling moment. Shanks and Figurlin, I don't really see people complaining about it, just in an individual level. But I guess it can kind of like seem like it's like overdone, though. I kind of get that, but I just think it's been done well for the most part.
I think that one thing people ignore or just don't consider is that tropes are tropes for a reason. Stuff is done a lot because it works a lot. And if as long as you're not just cookie cutter copy pasting everything, like Oda uses tropes, but he always put his own special spin on it, and it make it hit different. So like, yeah, the long lost family member trope is something he does a lot, but it makes sense more often than not. So I'm not mad at it, or is unique in his own way more often than not. But like I said, I feel like sometimes you sit down and you think yourself into not liking something, where like an average person read that and be like, oh, that's Marco's dad. This is where he met Whitebeard. That's cool. But when you want to be upset about something, it's like, oh, well, fuck, why everybody got to be related to somebody? Why this? Is it really that serious? Like that big of a deal?
Like, I'm really thinking about it now. There is a lot of this stuff, because you can even look at Frankie, bro. Frankie's dad is Queen. That's crazy.
That's actually
so upset.
That's just like, bro.
And but that's one of the cases where he didn't do it right. Because if you was gonna do that, these niggas ain't say a word to each other in one of them.
But at the same time, doesn't that kind of make a little bit more sense? Like, Queen obviously doesn't want anything to do with Frankie.
But it don't gotta be like a come to Jesus moment, like, oh, Dad, it's been so long. Like,
yeah, it could have been simple,
I just
like
would have wanted to,
when
like, just
Sanji,
like,
when you remember when he's looking at Sanji's bounty and he's like, oh, that's Vin Smoke's Judd's son. Like you could have said something, oh, maybe
mm-hmm.
that other guy will, like it could have made a reference to Frankie.
Yeah, he could have just been like at some point, well, Frankie is like, Queen is like, I mean, when Sanji's like, Frankie would love those lasers in reference to Queen. And Queen was like, Frankie, you know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't have to be a moment where it's
Yeah,
like,
it could
oh
be
shit,
very
that's my
simple, very
son.
quick. Yeah,
But a moment where he's like just turning the gears, like, I wonder if this is that kid. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or Frankie Frankie not saying that makes sense if he was abandoned as a kid. But the dad, like, hey, he looked like he's a fucking cyborg, so it's hard to say that. But this could be around the same age as the kid that I just abandoned so long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, just something would have been cool.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Big Prince.
Anyhow, Prince, what's going on, man?
Okay, what's good, guys?
You got any thoughts on the
topic?
Ooh,
yeah, he's a little low.
I might be a bit.
You sound better there already.
Okay, bet. As far as let me guess, Nepo piece, right? Yeah, I mean, it's not to me that big of a deal, cause like it'll be like little tiny things here and there. But is it kind of annoying when like it's a character that could have been used in terms like of a storyline that like it'll actually fit properly? Like for example, Zoro and Wano, right? Could it have been used in a much different way rather than Oda being like, oh yeah, SBS, and then here's like his Nepo ties to all the things happening in Wano. I feel like it could have been much more different. But for example, with Queen and Frankie, also kind of weird, like just a quick SBS thing. But you know, it's just things like that where sometimes it doesn't really need like a connection, and there's other times where like it's like yes, the connection is very important, but Oda just kind of tossed it to the side as if like it wasn't that important when it could have been. It wasn't integrated well enough. So yeah,
It's
I can see
funny because now that I think about it, like the motherfuckers that you should be doing it with and expanding on with, like Zoro and Queen, you're not doing it. But
yeah.
Okay, hologram. Yeah, he's a God Valley. Okay. All right, man.
I mean, I get the whole Marco Polo joke that Oda wants to pull, but like, does it really need to be done? It's
it needs to be done, bro. It's Oda, like you can tell he's wanting to do this for so long, and he's like, it has to be done.
I know from the moment he thought of Marco, he was like, I cannot wait to show them hologram. So I wonder if his granddad's name is Marco, so it's like a cycle just back and forth, Marco Polo.
I think it's probably hollow, so like hologram.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I'm also wondering, like, it's gonna be a sad ending for Polo Graham, by the way, because I'm assuming he's going to die in this arc, or maybe sometime later on. But it's like, well, because like, how does Marco just end up joining the Whitebeard Pirates like a year later?
Marco is 7 right now, right?
Yeah, and Whitebeard basically adopts him like a year later, or probably 2 years later. Pretty quickly after this, so because Whitebeard's gonna make.
I don't think he dies at God Valley. I think he dies soon, but not at God Valley.
That man is out of here. Your boy
Whitebeard can't protect his boys. Damn, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not in this arc. Maybe he introduces him to his family and stuff. Maybe that's kind of like something that happens later on. But like he's out of here within a year or two. I'm assuming.
It just would be crazy to be like, oh shit, I just met you at God Valley. Hey, take care of my son, by the way. Where's your mom?
This is One Piece. You know where the mom is.
Oh yeah, my bad.
But I mean, it's like this guy, all this craziness is going on. and this man comes to you and literally, shows you admiration from the get-go. I invite you onto his ship, and Whitebeard does what Whitebeard does, shuns people away. But like, I imagine this guy is gonna, earn his respect, getting him off the island. But once he gets going, and daggone Whitebeard sees the spitting image of the guy's kid on the ship. Listen, you my son now. You know what I'm saying? Your daddy gone, but you ain't got to worry about it because I'm your daddy now.
What if one of the devil fruits was Marco's fruit? And he's
is we gonna talk about my first mate? Are we gonna talk about my first mate?
Flevins?
Yeah, man. Whatever, bro. I guess. Shout out to Double O Flevins. The first mate of the Flopman Pirates. Been busy, but love you boys all Diddy. Yes, sir, man. Love you too, gang. Appreciate the 5. Appreciate the 10 gifted subs.
Yeah.
If Marco gave you, I said Marco.
Had to put the hot dog emoji on there. That's crazy.
If Flevins gifted you a sub, drop a cap in the chat for the graduations, man. Maybe you can count now as a graduate. Who knows, man? But shout out to Flevins, man, the GOAT himself.
This my guy. 18 months, yo.
18 months. Double Flevins. Forget double O. Double Flevins. That's facts, Tornado. But that was a long conversation about Polo Graham that I didn't expect.
It was just, bro, it's one of those, I don't know what it is about Polo Graham, but it really caught me off guard, and it's the one thing that stuck in my head. Besides the Roger and Garb stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the chapter is just good, bro.
Yeah, let's get into the Roger Garb stuff, bro. We got to get into this fight.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
Let's talk about it.
So, just real quick, bro, I want to say that little Ace reference was perfect.
Fire
the
God,
flaming
Ace.
God, yeah, that's love that moment.
This dude is the most. Maybe it's not perfect because like he's so uncreative, bro. You got an attack name Ace. You name your sword Ace. You name your son Ace. Damn, bro. Do you not have like? They don't teach poetry where you from? I just expect more creativity from Roger. Nah, let me stop. That's actually fire.
Them daggone.
He's not Luffy, bro. He's not Luffy.
Luffy ain't that creative neither. He just see whatever that thing is, and that's what the name of the movie is.
Names it a different animal every time.
Really not.
When you a gangster in that world, you ain't got no time to think of no fly stuff. You just go with what you see and run with it. It's
all right. What is Luffy naming his son?
Chad,
what is Luffy naming his son? We need wrong answers only.
Ooh, I made a video back then saying his name would
Gummy.
Gummy, bro, like gum fruit, Gummy, yeah. He would do some shit like that.
No,
Monkey
bro.
D Gummy.
Nah, bro.
Monkey D Goofy, Monkey D Gummy. I was gonna say not about his kid, but like I'm not gonna lie, like seeing Luffy pull out Bajrang gun out of nowhere, I was like, what the fuck? Cause like before it was just a bunch like normal things like pistol or Gatling, and then all of a sudden it's a Hindu god, Hanuman related thing. And I was like, where the hell did Luffy get this from? But I guess
the Thor one too that was kind of crazy too.
Yeah.
And Black Mamba feels very wild.
That low-key like works because like it's huge and like he's actually gone against a character that has used Thor in his moves that is actually accurate, like with electricity and NL. But I don't know where the fuck he pulls Bajrang from, but he did. So shout out to Luffy for that.
This was a fire thing. Like it looked like Garp got like hockey projections of his fists. Like they're big and on fire. Ace is probably the right answer. Luffy name his son Ace. What about Nah. That's all I can see. It's either Ace or Gummy, bro. I'm telling you, Monkey D Gummy.
We gotta let the girl take the name decision, bro. I can't trust Luffy.
Shanks too, man.
Oh yeah, Shanks he'd probably do that. I think he actually.
I don't think he would do it. If Shanks dies, then yes, but I don't think he'll just do it now. If he do, that's just disgusting.
He might, bro. Bro, Luffy's the type to do it. Like,
nah, that's a different level of glaze. No, there's no way.
He said Roger Mustache is back on the ship. Hey, that's the craziest like change of design, bro. Because when we see him get the original flashback, he did have a mustache at God Valley, right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, and the Kuma.
But I don't really feel like Roger looks like Ace with the mustache. But I feel like Oda, within these past couple of chapters, has been focusing on making Roger look specifically like Ace while he's having these fights. Am I the only one to feel that way?
No, I agree. And also, he wants to make Garp look like Luffy as well.
Yeah, he just draw Ace and Luffy with wider necks. That's literally all it is, bro.
Bro, talking about skipping leg day, holy fuck. This silhouette, or like this like body, like they got both of them. Holy shit. It's like 90% upper.
The one
like
where they're looking at rocks, right? With the it's like one of the first.
Yeah, where they both fling their coats off.
Yeah, bro. When I seen that,
that panel was nuts.
Damn. Yeah, that panel was cool.
I low key as somebody that's like learning how to draw, I gotta stop looking at this shit, bro, because my proportions gonna be fucked. But Oda does, but hey, you don't gotta be perfect. But nobody else can get away with this shit but him, honestly.
I think it's funny, bro. I think it's Oda's unique style.
Freedom, bro. Like that's why freedom is so big as a theme. He want to be free in everything, even the way he draw characters. Don't gotta make sense. Like it's a box on top of legs, bro.
I always, in my opinion, bro, like it doesn't look that. I think people they always hate on like the leg day thing, but I think in One Piece he goes crazy with it. But in real life, I think it does look better if you have bigger upper body. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird.
I think that
like for a girl, it looks way better if she's got bigger legs. But Oda I think Oda just went crazy. He's like, I don't know. This is like what he views as what he would prefer as like his ideal body type if he was like a gym bro.
No way. Well, he needs to start letting the girls have actual bones in their stomach area because what he be drawing women is like it's just boobs and then your body is like a black hole in the middle and then you got a waist.
Yeah.
You take that hourglass shape to extreme.
See, Oda he just likes to take it so far to the point of what he likes.
Listen, nobody else could get away with this shit, bro. Like, and the character designs is like one of the biggest things that stops some people from watching One Piece. But after a while, you get used to it, bro.
I think it gives it like a certain just because when you see it's recognizable, it's One Piece. So now it's like ingrained in what the art style is. And even though it is really jarring at first, especially like the early chapters, with the proportions, it got worse somehow over time.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think early on it was just very goofy, and now it's just like the body proportions are
easily see it.
Insane.
Yeah. And you can tell like when he uses it to like little legs usually mean you strong as shit on One Piece. You know what I'm saying? So like Garp got little legs, Kuma.
I mean,
Whitebeard is probably the only big strong guy that got like proper body proportions. He don't got no little legs.
It makes sense though.
Or maybe
like have we ever seen Garp throw a kick?
No, he's Garp the fist, not Garp the foot.
That is true.
So I mean,
but we got Black Leg Sanji for that though, you know.
That's what I was saying. That like I think that's the reason why Sanji and a few others in like the Marines are able to skywalk because they're the only ones hitting leg day. Everybody else is just so damn stuck in their legs that they can't even.
Yeah, that's
like, is Garp a Sanji upscale?
That honestly, Loki might be. I'm not gonna lie.
That is crazy.
Because I was like, we got the fist and we got the leg. Like I think that's a parallel, bro. Garp is a Sanji upscale, bro. Hey, I've been collecting W's. Yes, sir, Jose. You see it, Sanji upscale. Let's go.
I'll say this though. I do want to see more of Rocks because I'm not gonna lie, bro. Is it just me or Rocks looks ass in this fight?
Not strong ass or
like it's not. It's just design. Like no. The way he fights isn't. I feel like that's not really how Rocks will fight. This is a possession, so it's kind of like a beast just kind of charging into battle.
Yeah, he's just
and he's tanking the craziest attacks. He's like a Hulk figure. But I would like to see Rox actually just in a one-on-one fight against like Roger or Garp. And we're not getting that, but it's just like, bro, this is kind of weird to watch because it's Rox at the end of the day, but he's not fighting the way you would assume.
Preach, you have a good point, because I think that the intelligence behind a character's fighting style can only be 100% unlocked when it's their intention and their will behind it. If it was actually Rox fighting, I think that even with the Domi Reversi boost, I think it was just himself, he would have not like done better, because I don't think he would be able to 2v1 by himself without the boost, but he would be able to fight better, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and like he's also fighting it off too at the same time. It's like there's that point too, so it's I guess it kind of makes sense why he's not just going all out. But I don't know, bro. It's just kind of weird to watch because it's Rox fighting them, but it's really not though.
Yeah, it's just the body of Rox with Emu basically using him as a vessel.
Yeah. Like he has the strength and everything. It's I don't know, bro. I want to see Rox go all out one day. Maybe we'll see in the future. We'll get a flashback or something, but because with Garp, it's really cool to see his fighting style right now. Because we've never really seen him go all out until Kuzan and then this arc, and we're getting that. So same thing with Roger too. Like we're seeing how he fights. And I think that's one thing everybody wants to see for the Legends.
Yeah, he's just punching shit, as we expected. He's punching like a motherfucker. That's one thing he does do. He's guarding the fist. It's very earned.
But I love that one moment because it has that the final attack. You got the Ace reference, but then that punch is also like a Luffy reference when he has like all those punches at the same time on the arm.
Yeah, it looked like Gatling, Gatling.
So that was pretty cool.
I think I agree with some of the people in the comments talking about how the Rox and Roger and Garp connection should have been. Well, I guess probably just Rox and Roger, right? I wouldn't expect Garp to have a connection with him. But I agree with that because, it's kind of implied somebody's at my door, rattling the door like they've never. Okay. My son trying to get into the room. But, all right. It's like implied that Garp and, not Garp, Roger and Rox had run-ins back in the day when they meet at the bar. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like we just could have got more. But I think that more that we're looking from would spoil a lot about their past because, I've had my theory that Rox with his knowledge about Joy Boy and Davy, and Roger with his straw hat and his wanting to turn the world upside down from when he set sail, tells me that they're much more knowledgeable of the world and Emu and etc. And they may have ties from growing up, you know what I'm saying? So I think that he probably just didn't want to show us more for that reason because it would have spoiled that. But I mean, I don't know. It still could have been more.
I got a question for y'all because I think that a lot of people agree in the comments as well that like you're saying, Krow, just things should be more fleshed out. In that case, do we think that the pacing allegations are getting to Oda and he's forcefully making the story much quicker than it should be?
I think with God Valley specifically, it's like he's just had this in the back of his mind for so long, so he kind of knew exactly what he wanted to do. Same thing with Elbaf. Like these are arcs where it was very planned out, and he's been waiting, bro. He's been waiting to show us everything.
I think that too, that he knew exactly what he wanted to do, but in terms of the small little details behind it, I think he might have not written himself in a corner, but he has too many details to expand upon in these time zones of God Valley and all these moments that instead of focusing on them as well, he had to focus on the whole, extremely important stuff. And because of that, a lot of other things didn't get as fleshed out as they could have been.
Yeah, and I think that I mean, in the past, considering all of the different moving parts in this flashback, usually when we get a flashback, it's following. Oh shit! Huh?
I'm tripping. I've been trying to cook for 3 minutes, but I've been muted the whole time.
I was muted. Oh, okay. I was say, hold up, how you heard me then? But I think
wanted to say Let me just say, Krow, like in regards to Rocks, we got to remember who his son is. You know, we want to see a lot from Rocks, but we're not getting that because I think that may show us stuff about Blackbeard that Oda don't want us to know either. So we learned a lot of everything from Blackbeard through Robin giving us the story, through Marco telling us things. We're learning things with Rocks within the story, but the only thing we've really seen with Rocks is him swing that sword. Not really anything else when it comes to attacks. I think Oda is giving us what we need, but still withholding things on purpose, because if he gives us more with Rocks, we can apply it to Blackbeard, and I don't think he wants to do that right now.
I agree. And I also think that, you know, just looking at Oda's flashback structure in general, what have we gotten, like a fully fleshed out fight in a flashback? One. And two, also considering that this isn't, I know this is God Valley, we will want more, but this is still like the Elbaf flashback. And once he leaves here, we got to return back to Harold and Loki begrudgingly, because, you know, I'm trying to see if my boy Sanji got Conqueror's Haki, but I guess we got to focus on that bomb for a little bit before we get back to present day. But anyway, just the fact that this is a flashback, and in general, his flashbacks are usually focused on one character, but this one has been focused on like 6, damn near. I think that time for specific interactions was much more limited, because we could have been here all fucking day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, well, you know, all day is but we could have been here for a very long time. And like I said, when I think in the back of his mind, he's like, I still got to get back to to Elbaf and talk about Harold and Loki. We need to get done with God Valley, but I can still expand on the characters of Rox and Roger in their own, in Rox's flashback. I mean, Roger's flashback, because Roger still has to have a flashback. Garp himself is probably going to have a more of a flashback through Dragon. So, you know, I think he's trying to get through. I don't think the rushing like hurt the quality of this flashback or this moment. To me, I still think it works, but I can definitely see where he could have spent more time with certain stuff.
I was gonna say, let's see, in terms of moving on from the point of just like Russian in general, the idea that somebody had, I think it was on Instagram, or I forgot where I saw it, but the idea that with Pudding now being with Blackbeard and Garp also being captive, Blackbeard can easily access the direct memory of God Valley itself and like sort of figure out exactly what happened to his pops, rather than sort of using like maybe a fragmented memory he had when he was a kid and then like acting on it from there. Or like, do you guys think he remembered everything and like he's not going to really do that? Because he has the tools to do so. What do y'all think?
I ain't gonna lie.
He probably got his editors for that.
I just zoned the fuck out. Bro. I ain't hear nothing you said.
I mean, he would probably.
I was reading this comment about how Rudin getting Conquerors for Sanji, and it just threw me for a loop, bro. You know,
I think. Look, Oda. I think he definitely has a lot of the details. Yeah, it is kind of amazing how he can keep track of all the little details, and still keep it consistent and not just kind of spiral into chaos and different plot holes. But I think his editors will always be there I think that's their main role, is you got so much in the story and Oda's going to make mistakes here and there. So that's what they're there for. You got to look over this before we drop the chapter. And, you know, I always wondered too, do you think maybe that's one reason why, I wonder sometimes if there's so many breaks in One Piece, just because there's so much information you got to keep kind of intact within the world. And I wonder how much they do.
Probably got like a wall with like every single plot point connected that he has to just constantly reference, like, because like it be even little stuff that you would like. I saw a TikTok about like this really not the same thing, but it's just as far as attention to detail, right? And it was like a cover story where we was in Makino's bar. And he still had the little with the Mountain Bandit Higuma.
Yeah.
When he cut when he knocked the glass out Shank's hand with the sword, he cut the bar, the countertop a little bit. In the cover story, this is like chapter 900 or something. He showed it, and you can still see the cut. Like little shit like that is like crazy as fuck. How do you remember to even draw that, bro? Yeah, and it's been like 15, 20 years, bro.
Yeah, he has to have some kind of like something where he goes back to and just kind of, or maybe notes. He has to keep a lot of notes and stuff like that, because there's no way, bro. There's no way you can remember those little details.
Yeah, I know this is like way different, but there is a museum out here in the Bay that does a good description of like the show Friends. I know, very different straight and term of media, but they show the different characters and their plot points of like, oh, who did what in season 1, season 2, and everything, right? And with just 7 characters, you can see a huge distinct map of all their different like thoughts and decisions. And my thought is, if that's how complicated it is with 7 characters or 6 characters, imagine with Oda's level, like around 1,000 plus. So it's crazy to see how many decisions he has to decipher and go through with all these different characters, see what can be merged together and what can be put together to make a good story, good writing, have it make sense with themes, with details and certain structures within each arc. So that's why it's definitely hard to do, and it would make sense if he did that in his break time, because Oda is really thinking constantly about One Piece, and it's always like for him the end goal in terms of figuring out how he can get this show or this like series to be as um I don't know, watchable as possible. Because you always think back about like his message early on, like in the Alabasta days in his SBSs, that he's always thinking about those kids watching One Piece on Sundays in like those cafes, like at 7 or 8 p.m. when like nobody knows he's watching or that like he's aware that like these people are, but he sees it every single day that, you know, like even the like tiniest of kids, like these 5, like 6, 7-year-old kids, like they're still excited that One Piece is playing and they want to see what happens next. So it's just breaking down those plot points to make sure that like, all right, even like the tiniest of kids gonna understand, but at the same time, it's written so well that like even your 60-year-old grandpa are like, you know what, damn, this shit got good ass writing. So like, I think it goes from that point of view. Like he has to take his time and really craft it for each and every single character.
Bro, it's so wild to
I
me.
think
one thing I noticed in this chapter is, oh, you can go ahead because I feel like I'm gonna switch the topic. Go ahead.
Okay. I think that, I mean, it's the same vein, I guess, but like his attention to detail and his vast amount of details, I think that's his biggest strength. And it's what works, but he also hurts himself so much adding unnecessary stuff or unnecessary characters or unnecessary moments. Like, you know, a lot of people, when we look at Wano, it's like, man, we didn't need half of that shit. But it's like he have so much fun doing that stuff, and I think it's his biggest strength, but it's also can be a weakness at sometimes. But I think if we look at God Valley, I don't think there's been like any wasted like moments or characters for this flashback. To me personally,
yeah. I guess to your point, Prince is like maybe he's more conscious about it compared to Wano, because there were those criticisms, and they were loud, and I don't know if he's just kind of wanting to just overall just kind of make it more, just kind of dial it in and make sure it's not just so hectic and chaotic and so many plot points that he has to come back to. And I think he wants to, especially with God Valley, he wants to tell a very structured, simple, straight to the point story. And so I think it's easier for him to do it with that. With Wano, it's a little different, especially from from the beginning. With Wano, we have Luffy going to Wano, so half the crew is already split up, and then Luffy gets split up. So there's a lot of moving parts in that arc from the beginning, and he did that with Elbaf, but it didn't seem. Wano felt like there was so much more, bro. There was so many different unexplored territory from the beginning. With Elbaf, it's like we're stuck with the main crew, and then we're kind of learning things, and we still haven't even seen everything in Elbaf as far as the different islands, and we don't really know or it was the different realms, right? Like the top realm.
Yeah, we haven't even gone to the third realm.
Mm-hmm.
So he's
I
kind of. I
think
feel
the
like
split up of characters is much more intentional. To your point, when Wano, it felt like the split up was just like a waste of time, like to get everybody back together. Yeah. But this split in Elbaf, like you got the OG Straw Hats, with the pre-Grand Line Straw Hats, and then you got the other ones all together, so that we can get a bigger focus on them. Though the pre-Grand Line Straw Hats, basically.
See,
but yeah, go ahead.
I think that the Wano split up would have been much more efficient into something that was directly towards Straw Hat development. If it like I really do think that if instead it was a way to get each character focused on their abilities and how they can become stronger in what they are good at, Wano would have been much better. But instead it was, yo, Usopp, let's make you an oil salesman. And like what? Like, do we really need that right now? And Frankie, a crafting person, right? Although like I understand that it's plans to get like architectural things for Onigashima, but at the same time, like there's ways we can get that done.
Bro,
And like
Usopp and Wano,
ways to develop strength at the same time.
Usopp and Wano made me think he might have been like the worst character in One Piece, bro. I hated Usopp and Wano.
Yeah. So going back on that, I think now people are very worried about that specifically. Whereas with Elbaf, right? I think we're 35 to 40 chapters in, right? And we've only barely explored the island, the culture of the island, a little bit of reunions, and then Emu attacking and then flashback. That's where we're at right now. So we have no time for that Elbathian development that everybody thinks the crew is going to get, right? So that's why people are always like, especially like on these short form media platforms, they're like, oh, like where's the Straw Hat development? We need it now. Everyone in the crew still sucks ass. Usopp still shooting jelly beans. Like, what the fuck are we doing? And it's like we gotta wait. Like we haven't even gotten back to the crew yet to get the chance for them to develop, and like people are still complaining about it. So I think it's just letting Oda take his time with like this ushering in development. I think he'll get to it, but as long as it actually happens, that's what matters to me. I think Oda is taking that route because I think it's quite obvious that he's making it so that the Straw Hats lose to the Holy Knights. Everybody looks pretty grim in the face of defeat in terms of Emu. And the flashback kind of illustrates that same point. And then once we get back to it, even Loki's gonna be like, yeah, everybody got cooked. All the people I admired, rocks, everybody done by Emu. So, or maybe he doesn't know, but he knows that they got cooked. So I think it'll get to that point eventually, and then people are gonna be like, oh my god, now they're developing. Why did it take so long? And it's like, just give the man the time he needs.
Do you think we'll see? Because I feel like this has to tie in a lot with Elbaf for what we're gonna see with Loki and Harold and a lot of stuff coming in soon. But I feel like because I think we're gonna see Loki reminiscing about rocks and Harold, of course. But I think there's gonna be a connection there when they defeat. Because it's kind of an interesting flip if you have Roger and Garp fighting this possessed rocks. But I think Loki's going to use some of what he loves about rocks to actually defeat the Dami Reversi, which would be kind of an interesting flip on it.
Something very interesting. We're talking about flipping. What if it's Hajrudin that gets Dami Reversi?
That would be very interesting.
Oh, yeah, that'd be...
Because then it's like, his biggest pitfall, I guess, has been like a lack of, just in comparison to his brother, he's just fucking weak, right? He's a bomb.
Yeah.
And, to see him finally achieve that, but in a way that, you would not like for him to achieve it. But I think that whoever gets Dami Reversi, Luffy is going to be the answer with Joy. Like he's going, and I think that's where we learn why Emu is so scared of Joy Boy. Like I know Zebek asked that question about like who you think, like, are you more scared of Davy or Joy Boy? Excuse me. I think Joy Boy is gonna be the answer because Joy Boy, through spreading laughter and love, was Emu's biggest threat, right? So this is gonna be like everybody, we all look at Dami Reversi to be so overpowered right now. I think this is what we're gonna see Luffy be the first person to overcome it using his powers.
I had a theory way back. It was probably like 2 years ago that Do you remember when people thought like emu could be some kind of like AI, like uh alien AI being that's like not even like a human? And I remember
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Orz. I'm like, bro, what if Joy Boy is like the only being that can physically make emu laugh? He's not even human. He's some kind of
Yeah, that's
demonic
true.
alien being, whatever. Like that'd be crazy, bro. Like Joy Boy can go even above human emotions and make something like that laugh, and that's kind of the fear of emu is like this takes him out of what he's comfortable with. But I don't know. That'd be kind of a interesting way for emu and Luffy to fight. Because could you imagine, bro? Like this completely demonic being that's never really laughed or anything, but Joy Boy's the one that can kind of take him out of his focus just by laughter. That'd be just weird fight. But I could definitely see Oda doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
And I
and
think
I
it's
think that.
interesting. Go for it. Go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say I agree with you 100%, bro. That this idea that I think like rage bait is really built into Emu and the Domi Reversi power. I think that because of that, I think joy would be the only solution to combat it really. And if we look at that, the spreading of laughter, joy, I think that the thing that even we saw in this chapter will be heavily important towards that, with the voice
So
of all things, being able to connect to people, right? Uh, I was actually gonna ask y'all if y'all think it's a Will of D specific thing because Rox didn't use the voice of all things until it was Garp and Roger, and not even for his own crew either. He waited till it was Roger and Garp, and then he used it. So there might be something there.
Mm.
But other than that, yeah, I heavily agree with Crow on the whole like rage bait or like
so
the
so
emu's power needing
so you
rage
think
thing.
because remember when because Emu told Rocks, he said like we're gonna go after your own family, and then that's when he used Damir versus. So you think that he raged him into it, being able to kind of like open him up to be able to attack him with that power?
Oh yeah,
Is that what you're
That'd be
saying?
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Like it like
that's definitely because
it
at
shook him
first
up because then he's like,
he dummy reversed them. Well, he did it, and Rox was kind of finding it out. He was like, he was arguing back still, and he that's when he asked a question about Davy and Joy Boy. But then that's when Emu was like, okay, well, no, then he threatened him with Harold, and that's where it really took him over the edge. And we kind of threatened like getting the Elbath on it. But I think he had to just bleed further into those negative emotions for the dummy reversal to work.
that's interesting. Because you seen
But
theory where
speaking
they
of
said
evil, what he is,
it
preach my
was
bad.
I forgot what was the theory was like that people can use or they can get Dami Reversi on their own homeland, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
that a
it. I mean,
theory
it's
at
got to be
first?
some weakness.
But Crow, you were saying something?
When we was just talking about like what emu is, if you look at this chapter when Roger is like, did you know what that black monster like? Did you know about that black monster? So is that kind of confirming that this isn't a silhouette? This is what emu looks like.
Yeah, I think so. Unless
I think
it's
in that case,
and
like
I'm pretty
that
sure,
makes
bro,
it much
because
more prevalent.
I think it makes
Floridian
sense.
Triangle is going to be heavily important with this.
Well,
Those shadow monsters right at the end of Thriller Bark.
I think it makes
Do
sense
y'all
too
remember
if
that?
you
Yeah, the big
contrast
old,
like Luffy's Gear 5 to this, because Luffy when he's in that like white form, um, and it's not maybe the full. He doesn't have like a full like white body, but it's pretty close. Like his clothes all white, and then you got Emu is like mostly
hair.
black and the red eyes.
Don't let me find out emu was saying black is bad. Okay, emu. I mean, Oda, I got my eye on you, my boy. Maybe the Zoro jokes are legit.
So Crow,
But,
so one thing I was instantly thinking when I read the chapter, I want to ask Crow because, bro, this is like the way. See, this is what I mean. Like Oda finds a way to. He doesn't write himself into plot holes, bro. He doesn't write himself. He always finds a way to kind of shift the conversation away from what I think it was. It's like the obvious answer, but it's also like kind of surprising because it's just so simple. But then it's also Garp at the end of the day. So I don't know why no one really mentioned this in this way in this simple of a way. But when Garb is like, yeah, I'm not gonna join Roger just because then who would protect the Marines?
Yes.
That's the most simple answer, but bro, that's such a dope response, bro. Like, because if you think about it, that's so simple. But Garb reacting to Emu for the first time, he's like, bro, that's a demon. He just seen rocks get possessed instantly. That's one of the strongest pirates in the world. So he's thinking like, I can only imagine what's gonna happen to my friends or to the Kobes of the world. They have no chance against Emu, bro.
That's true, bro.
I'm like, bro, that was like what?
Goku is a bum.
I'm like,
I was talking
Oda,
to
you're writing it like you're getting really close to me like having some major issues with Garp, and then instantly he flips. I'm like, bro, Garp is the GOAT, bro. I don't care.
I
what
was
anyone
talking to a
says.
friend about this. I love that idea. I mean, like I said, I still want to know why Garp joined the Marines, but the idea of maybe he joined in general to protect them. But I mean, that doesn't make sense. But that I need to stay like, because that was my question. I was like, yeah, we know. All right, Garp didn't know about Emu, etc. Why did he stay in the Marines after seeing this? To protect the people that can't protect themselves. That makes a bunch of sense. My only issue is it's so funny to see the argument switch. And I'm not talking about you, Vex. I think you made a point like that already before. But like a bunch of like people was like, well, Garp is here to change the Marines from within. He's obviously a sleeper. Like, he's like doing stuff. He might be helping Dragon. And it's like, well, he just wants to protect the Marines. And I was like, but we've been saying that the whole time.
Well, he just wants to protect his friends, bro. I feel like it's like a Luffy thing. Like, it's very simple. It's not as deep as what we thought. I don't think I'm really moving from the point of Garp is not trying to change the entire system. So we can still give him that criticism.
Exactly.
But I think like it's just such an interesting way to do it, and Oda just breaks it down into these like Roger, Garps of the world. They're not really thinking so deeply. We got Dragon for that, and we've seen him in this chapter do that. And he's going against the Marines. He's saying like, they're like, oh, Dragon, you're gonna, this is not gonna end well for you. But Garp and Roger and Whitebeard, they just want to be left to their own free will, have their fun and protect their friends. And I like it because Garp, he is like, Luffy is the god of liberation, and Garp is like what that would be if he didn't have Joy Boy's powers, if he wasn't destined really for that. Garp is really just living out his own selfish desires and also unselfish, like it's still him protecting his friends. But I don't know, bro. I love it.
And I still think like, and we can say this as fans, I think that this is meant to be the way we interpret it. Like joining or helping Dragon start the Revolutionary Army probably would have been the better decision. And that's why I'm saying people like keep switching it to where it's like, I was saying that the whole time.
It's true. Maybe it's true that it would have been the better decision. And maybe even joining Roger would have been the better decision, honestly. But the thing is, now he has had a situation where even though it's a better decision, it's his choice isn't a wrong choice.
Even though it's a better decision, his decision isn't bad.
Yeah. So like it's like it's more of an interesting point now because now Garp is a very interesting character now, where he made maybe you could say maybe not a bad decision, but a wrong decision, and it's kind of it's still like Garp has flaws. He's not perfect, bro, but he's not evil, and he's not like just a complete.
Yeah, and I don't think he was never.
You know what I mean? Like it saves his character in so many ways.
People misinterpret the complaints because the complaints about Garp being in this system and upholding the system still are valid. But if Garp has his own personal reason that makes sense, and that's all we was asking for, what was his reason? And that's to protect the weaker Marines. That's fair, but it doesn't erase good points that are like against that. So like, there's one side that's not being fair at all to Garp, but there's also one side that's ignoring the actual nature of the complaints.
Honestly, in the middle somewhere. I think Garp is like one of the most interesting characters at this point. I think, and I'm not saying like, because I love Garp already, but now look at this conversation. You can't do this with most characters, and we're analyzing every decision because of the weight that he holds in the world. But I think the way Oda can write a character like that, where it causes so much conversation, is so interesting, bro. Because you could look at it and really look at his decisions. Like there's not many people in the real world that could have that much influence. But with Garp, bro, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, his name, the hero of the Marines, Bro, that has a whole different meaning, bro. And I was like, this is Oda. I know for the world, it's like the hero. He's seen as a superhero, but this guy's literally he's protecting the Marines. Like that, it has a double meaning now. And I feel like the way Oda's writing Garp is exceeding my expectations at this point because he just flipped everything for me.
I think we gotta also look at the average Marine is like the one from Fan Letter, where like they really don't have much power and they like have a just generic view of the world. Like in terms of the millions of people and characters in the One Piece world, we have to really use dramatic irony, which is a term I'd like everybody to search up and understand because I feel like a lot of people don't realize that we have so much more information than these characters in this story. We have the perspective of everybody, whereas these characters don't have much to go off of. So I think that's why Garp is like going to be a very interesting conversation in the future because now that we know what he knows and the decisions he wants to make, and now that he's captured with Blackbeard, what decisions and what things is Garp going to talk about going forward, right? We see he's saying now in this chapter he wants to protect the Marines. What does he do when facing Rox's son? He protects the Marines. He offers himself as bait, lets everyone else go away. So I think that it's going to be interesting going forward to see how Garp is played out as a character. I think it's much more complex than we realize. So I'm ready for Oda to get in his bag with it. For right now, it's a good setup, and you know, like it'll seem right now that like, oh, he's a fraud, or like, you know, he should have left with the Revolutionary Army. And I feel like it's a good decision, and I feel like it's the most simple decision that people with the knowledge of the One Piece world that we have would make, but Garp doesn't have that. So I'd like to see where Garp specifically would take it from here on out. So
and that's
it adds that
exactly that's exactly what I'm saying. Like we as readers have to be able to acknowledge both sides of that lens, or you know, both sides of that coin.
Yeah.
Garp staying with the Marines to protect them makes a bunch of sense for Garp's character. But if somebody comes and can criticize what it means to be a Marine, because at the end of the day, Garp protecting a weaker Marine, and that Marine grows up to be like that rat nigga that was extorting Nami's village. Both of these things can be true. The Marines still have their issues as an organization. Garp wanting to protect them is a good decision from his view because he is still protecting weaker people who can't protect themselves. But at the end of the day, it's still a part of it. But like, you know what I'm saying, Garp isn't looking at it from that point, which is fair. But like all I'm saying is like, and then y'all aren't doing this. I'm just talking, you know, from a conversation point in general. We can acknowledge both sides. You know what I'm saying? So
there's a like a thing in which the certain ideas of which I think if Garp understood more of why things are happening, then I'd be like, you know what? Yes, it makes complete sense. And then I'd be like, you know what? You really got Dragon right there. Like he's literally right to your left. Your son is actively trying to do things. Which, speaking of, in this chapter, like Dragon like agenda from I know like agenda is going crazy right now, but I genuinely like Dragon stocks or like just paying attention to Dragon is only going to be amazing from here on out because I think that this chapter and just God Valley as a whole really properly illustrated just how fed up Dragon is with this regime and like what decisions they're making. So the liberties of being able to go against what he's seen in the Marines is something he can take rather than Garp, who already has an established position as a hero and as a protector of the Marines and of the people, can easily dismiss. Because he's a rookie, he's able to be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm out.
And to see him go from barely being comfortable holding a gun to holding the fucking senior officer hostage, basically, to Fort, like that is
like,
such an amazing journey for Rod.
You're dead on
and it's like we say we want more details, which is fair, but like just, if you really just sit back and just go back and just think about all the stuff we've got in God Valley, I think it's just been phenomenal, bro. And like I think the Roger and Garp and Rock stuff could have been more, but I love what we got from Dragon. I love the Figgle and Garland Shanks thing with his mom. We should have got more from his mom, but I also think that's something It has to be hidden. The red hair will be much more important than we think it is. Like I said, Big Mom and Kato's characters were really done justice. Whitebeard himself, just who he is, and as like, I think that overall it's a net positive for like character writing. God Valley has been, you know what I'm saying.
So I want to, because also with this moment you have Roger asking him to join his crew, which I thought was interesting. But I feel like it's also kind of I feel like it's an asshole moment for Roger, just because, like, in this moment, Garp is he just realized what Emu is and what the world government is and everything. He's like, you want to join the pirates, and I'm just like, bro, like, I like that Garp said hell no, but then he also gave a reason, and it's
he didn't just say no.
Yeah, like it's like no, bro, I'll never join you, but it's like there's also a reason as well.
That makes me feel like he's considered it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he'd
like,
ever
maybe
join
not
Roger.
joining Roger. Not joining Roger. I'm just saying, like, consider, like, you know, why am I working on it?
Yeah,
just being a pirate.
But I thought, and it's cool because it's, you know, they're teaming up and everything, and I think in Rod, like, what? But could you imagine a crew with Roger, Garp? What would that even look like, bro? Like, because I feel like that would never work. First of all, like, who's the captain of this? Well, it has to be Roger, but Garp's not gonna take orders from Roger. So but I just think of the idea of a crew of Roger.
Like Roger and Luffy type crews, though, they don't really just bark out orders to people. But when you get to a situation where it does have to happen,
there had to be more of an alliance. Like Garp would,
like, nah, fuck that.
Garp would need to start his own crew with Bogart, and like it would be more like a Yonko alliance type thing, I think, because I just can't see
the strongest YC1, bro.
At that point, he might be, bro.
Bogart.
Hey man, your boy. I'm sorry, but your boy Garp will fall in line, yo. Daggone Roger throughout this fight is leading this fight right here. So when it comes to crew stuff, if he was to join, he would just be the best Zoro that ever was, Zoro the Fist.
I just find it hilarious though, bro. It's like Roger's so selfish in this moment. He's like, yeah, Garp's definitely thinking about leaving the Navy, bro. Join us right now. It's like the perfect chance.
Let me take advantage. But Shakes do the same. We see where Shakes get it from, though. He like he pull up on Whitebeard's ship, knocking folks out. He's like, oh, you Marco? Hey, come through, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, join my crew.
I know, bro. Like, it's so disrespectful, up, bro.
Whitebeard saying right there, like, join my crew.
Hey, shout out Jose in chat. Bum Goku. You know what? In One Piece, I really haven't found a person that I 100% hate, or like I'm like, you know what, this character deserves like slander. But Sengoku for sure, because I just rewatched Marineford. This fool has a mythical Zoan Buddha fruit. Used it at the very end and could barely damage a pre-time skip balloon Luffy in order to prevent Ace from being rescued.
You know, it's really crazy.
100% a fraud.
I just went back and rewatched the scene where he's talking about God Valley. And like I said, I noticed like a narrative people was trying to push was, well, now that, you know, they're going to actually fight Rock's, Sengoku really wasn't lying. But if you go back and listen to that fucking scene, that dude does not know shit about what he said. Like, the context is so off and bad. He talked about the Rocks Pirates like they was just the fucking worst, like the scum of scum, killing people. From what we watched with the Rocks Pirates, they weren't best friends, but while they were together, they got along generally well, right? While they operated as a crew. I mean, obviously you had Shiki trying to do that shit, but overall, it seemed like for the most part, they weren't best friends. They not like the Straw Hats, but they weren't that bad. They was killing each other on the ship, man. They just hated each other. Like, damn, bro, where you get this information from, bro?
Look, I still think the context is going to come down to Whitebeard. I really do think Whitebeard's going to be the one to, like, kind of just end Rocks, which will be a very sad moment. Bro, but if that happened, then you can say, well, the Rocks Pirates were just a crazy crew. You know, it was one member taking out the other one. So just kind of you can change the narrative a bit. But yeah, Sengoku, bro, like ever since God Valley, we seen the whole situation. Because you know what's the interesting thing too is we know Garp went to God Valley specifically for Roger, but then this chapter he also specifies, you know, I also was here for Rocks.
Yeah. Like, I came to arrest both of you.
Like, he didn't really want to go because he's like, yeah, I warned you, bro. Like, I told you not to mess with rocks. I'm not gonna join it. But then, at the end of the day, Garb is there to fight Rocks and Roger. Like, he's not afraid of either one of them. So, and what, bro? How does Sengoku? How does he have so much pull in the Marines, bro? Because like, when you have Garb standing right next to you in the same era, and everyone loves Garb, but like Sengoku hasn't done anything, bro.
He listens. Bro, that's the only reason why.
Is to have a shared feat with Garb, like against Shiki. I'm pretty sure.
I guess
Garb pulled
maybe
up, Sengoku like, I got this. That nigga Garb like, no, you don't. Let me come here.
I see what you're saying, Prince. Like, it is annoying because like if he's just a political force, and then you have like a golden boot, like this is not like just a mythical zone like Onimaru. This is maybe like one of the most like it's a Buddha, bro. It's a golden Buddha.
Vex, I'm not gonna lie. I see him in chat. He's saying teachings of Buddha represent peace and pacifism. I completely understand, but at the same time, this peace and pacifist dude just straight up aired the fact that he's gonna try to kill a demon-blooded pirate for execution in Marineford, and then later goes on to vilify Rocks, in which he only wanted to meet his family. I don't understand.
Mind you, Ace not only was like, they're trying to capture Ace because he's, fighting Marines and taking down warlords, but they already were trying to kill Ace before he was even born. And they were hunting him down for his whole life. Like, Ace had to be on some sheltered island hidden from the world. Because
I think that fruit does not fit somebody in his position, bro. That should have been like a random regular nigga on the island just chilling with the Buddha fruit. To be
honestly speaking, admiral, I could easily see it given to Gaimon.
Or like maybe Fuji, I would accept. Like, not even that, but if it had to be a Marine, Fujitora, I think would work. But this nigga,
I really think that fruit is given to like a casual, like mythical, like option. Like, I've been thinking about this like lately that, a lot of pirates, when they get through the Grand Line, it's usually like a multiple choice quiz in which like, oh, what would you do in this instance? Like, would you do like action A, like just run away, action B,
what, bro?
Fight or go through something. But there's always a mythical like option E, like from 4 choices, like a secret option 5 that Luffy or like legendary pirates usually pick.
Here's what needs to happen.
Just have friendships and whatnot. So I think that if you gave that fruit to someone who is like a sort of guide in the like Grand Line or One Piece world that people usually don't pay attention to, but if you did, he'd give you the best advice ever. Then like that's who it should have been with.
Give it to Crocus.
That's why I'm saying Gaimon or like Crocus, like anybody, bro. Like,
no, but
anybody that like is a minor character.
What really needs to happen, bro, is Blackbeard needs to kill off Sengoku in the war. Just, I don't know. Someone needs to get rid of Sengoku, bro. He needs to get out of here.
Mihawk, I think
Mihawk could do it. But then I need to see Garp or whoever give that fruit to Kobe, bro. As much as I don't like Kobe, that's the perfect fruit for Kobe.
I think Kobe cool without no fruit. I want him to just be the fish like Garp, bro.
I mean,
I don't know. I think
Vex, that's fair.
Kobe could
Vex,
use
he couldn't tell them the truth, but he also just didn't have to say anything. Like it's like he didn't have to bring it up.
He could have been like, Rocks, huh?
Yeah,
man, that's
he went out his way to bring it up, right? Like, was it? Oh, this is because Kaido and Big Mom like teamed up, and it was like Rocks or whatever. He could have been like, yeah, man, Rocks pirates, old pirate crew. He just went over and just told a whole fucking made up story. So I guess he was trying to demonize them so the Marines can you know what I'm saying, can be wary of why the threat works. But nah, bro, you a fucking bomb, nigga.
If they somehow give Sengoku's fruit to Kobe, that would be a perfect buff. I'm not gonna lie. But
I think it would work for Kobe. I just don't. I mean, shit, man. I don't
like, bro. Kobe, fruit, bro. I don't care, bro. He's never even reaching even a not even a fraction of Garp.
He's already like half a Garp strength. What you mean?
No, bro.
He's not even 1%. This is All Might and Kobe. He's like 2%.
Yeah,
Prime Garp 100. Prime guard 100. What is current Kobe?
Kobe's like 1%, bro. He's like 1 or 2%.
Yeah, like it's very little. That's what I'm saying. Like if he got
bro, he destroyed.
20.
He didn't do.
Combining Garp and Goku's powers to become something new.
He destroyed a rock fist and didn't do anything else throughout the entire fight.
He's 20%, bro.
He can't even. He's not even a fraction of a commander on Blackbeard's crew. Because it's a Garp.
Bro, come on.
It's a Garp, Groose, and Kobe just to blow up that one giant rock fist.
Hey, don't forget Helmeppo, making sure everybody's okay. Shit. No,
Helmeppo might be the world's strongest swordsman.
Man,
let's talk about swordsmanship.
Oh, no.
I probably got dipped a little bit, so let's go.
One thing I just want to kind of understand. So, because Roger said, didn't Roger in this chapter say, oh, like they'll be fine, something about Rayleigh, like they're Rayleigh or go with Rayleigh and Gabon or something, or did I misread that?
I think that was like a couple chapters ago. Roger told them to go to just set sail and he'd catch up to him. But now it's like
because now Rayleigh
told the ship to go ahead and head out.
Yeah, see that I don't understand that. Why do they send both Rayleigh and Gabon to help Roger? And you just leave the rest of the crew. Well, hold up, but this is like you got Rock's pirates all around the island. You got like Marines and Agoras. Like there's so much going on. You got I guess Figurlin is kind of irrelevant at this point, but
nah, he coming back.
Like isn't that kind of crazy to just leave the rest of the crew without like any actual?
But they're leaving the island though, right? If somebody leaves the island to chase after their ship, that's wild. You ain't that thirsty to kill some random nigga. Because think about who's the target, right? Roger is the target.
No, but why wouldn't they?
They're leaving the island.
Wouldn't because you could just imagine Shiki, right? He's like, oh, this is a good opportunity. I'd take some of these guys hostage and I can get Roger or something. But and there's like a lot of treasure involved. Like you got a treasure chest. There's a lot of
treasure. That's a fair point.
So I just thought it was kind of weird. Like
fucking Roger Crew is pissing Roger off, bro. He will what?
And then Shaq, like we just abandoned Shaqy after we like isn't that just kind of crazy, bro?
I mean, you got shot. You got Shaqy and Glorioso on the ship. That's enough firepower to protect that ship, bro.
Nah, bro.
And then you got what's her name? Douglas Bullet on the ship. You know what I'm saying?
The fourth commander.
Yes, sir.
Who you think he's fourth?
No, I think Roger
before Odin.
That man ain't real. If he's real, I don't know.
I mean, I guess you're right. Like the Roger pirates had to be strong. Like there's no way it's just 3 guys. Like there has to be a Jimbei of the crew.
I mean, that's what the Straw Pirates
right?
are.
Yeah,
just what Jimbei did with the fucking Holy Knights. Come on. Don't say him. You could have said Yamato or something. Don't say that guy. We don't need no Jimbei of the crew, bro.
I was gonna say, what's his name? Sembo? That's his name, right?
The one with
fishman
the
on
that's the Jimbei.
Yeah. That's the Jimbei, right?
You must be stronger than Gabon then, bro.
Okay, buddy. You're gonna see right now when Demon Gabon shows why he is the real number 2 of the Roger Pirates. It's showing up next chapter. Guarantee, like Chuck.
No, bro, I don't. Like, I'm just looking at the chat. I don't have confidence in the other Roger Pirates. Oda doesn't even have confidence. We don't even know like anything about them, bro.
Outside from SBS,
we've seen Gabon and Rayleigh, but like these other dudes, man, like they're fighting kids. They're fighting Whitebeard's orphans. And I'm like, bro, I don't know, man. Like,
stop saying that shit, bro. Y'all niggas, bro.
We ain't never looked at the Roger Pirates and thought like, yo. I mean, we get the feel from the story, but when I said it before, when them Roger Pirates jumped off the ship in God Valley, outside of those 3, don't nobody look like that guy. You know, I was saying the Krow when Silver Axe pulled up on Hachinosu, we was like, yo, this that deal. And then we looked at the Rocks Pirates and we was like, yo, all these dudes are some monsters outside Streusen. we ain't never got that feel from the Roger Pirates. So I know exactly what you feeling. We respect them
bro. We seen
the same way we respect for Thanks Group, but you know, outside of your top 5, ain't nobody looking at Lemon Juice or whatever that man's name is. Like, yo, he about to be popping like that.
Bro,
hey,
chill out. Like Crocus is just literally like a worse Chopper, bro. Like I'm pretty sure Chopper is stronger than Crocus.
Crocus was fighting Roger, bro. What you mean?
No,
That's
bro.
He scales to Roger.
Crocus was just bopping him up. Crocus was giving him those Nami type hits.
They're Nami hits. That's fact. I feel like honestly, bro, the Roger Pirates probably do got another guy, but I think Shanks with his benevolence, where he take a bunch of weak people in his fleet or whatever, right? He probably got that from Roger, bro. So it's probably, you know.
I mean, and let's be fair. Luffy does the same thing. Usopp is like no one to even be worried. Like if Usopp was the strongest guy on the crew and he's protecting Shaggy, I'm like fearing for my life, bro. At this point, I just want to see more.
Shaggy is stronger than Usopp. Shaggy is the protector right now.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Shaggy and Gloriosa are protecting the ship. They're strong,
you did
though,
all
bro.
of this to save Shaggy, and then you just leave her, bro. That's crazy.
Do you think that
ain't nobody taking Shaggy though? Ain't nobody
these
taking
remnants,
bro? Every Rocks pirate is
whoever.
These are some of the horniest.
That's why they're losing.
Exactly. Shaggy got that energy where she be like, bring me those treasure chests and line them up right here, and you can go ahead and get going, please.
So you're saying
everybody
Shaggy
like, yes,
could solo the Rocks pirates?
I ain't saying all that, but shit, she beat Roger. Like,
bro,
she's not
she
stronger than them,
bro.
but their lust for her is what leads to them winning. Like,
damn, bro, that's
Shiki.
crazy.
I bet you Shaggy would do Shiki the same way she did Roger. And I bet who else? Big Mom.
So, Big Mom. I don't think so. Maybe
Big Mom would get it too. Big Mom gets down. Big Mom would get it too.
Yeah. And Kaido, bro, she probably straight up stronger than Kaido. Well, he got the fruit now.
Nah,
but like they was big on the sea, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Because Shaggy was chilling with Rocks pirates for like 2 years, right? So she's not afraid of any of them. I guess that makes sense.
Bro. And then
isn't she injured though? Like, isn't she like? Doesn't she have like a?
She was well fed and taken care of. The only thing that happened was she got slapped by Summers. She's fine.
Nah. To be fair, like she did get hit pretty bad. Like the whole what's it called? What's that weapon called?
Yeah, I thought she got like some cut on her arm or something.
Yeah, no, she got bad.
These are pirates, man. That shit ain't nothing, bro.
These are pirates, but like Rayleigh's like carrying her out of the building.
He's a simp. That's unnecessary. That's completely unnecessary.
She's clearly crippled, bro. She can't walk.
We gonna call Rayleigh a simp now when he's the one who's been dodging like Shaggy for the longest
see
time.
Since he touched her, he ain't put her down. Roger out here fighting the devil of the world, and you running with a woman in your arms, my nigga. Like he's going back now.
But hold on, to be fair, anyone else is not even able to carry Shaggy. They're freezing up and they're just So Rayleigh has to do it.
That's all right. You got R. W Ray. I'm just saying. I don't think he has to carry her. You know what I'm saying? Who's stronger, Stussy or Shaggy?
Did she get stabbed in the leg?
That's what I'm saying. Didn't she get like some kind of severe injury, bro? Like, am I?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like she
tried to keep Summers, and he caught the leg and pierced her leg.
I could have sworn.
Yeah, it is One Piece, bro.
There's a reason as to why
it's One Piece, but
carrying.
Yeah, he's carrying her and like she's bleeding out. Like it's like, bro, this is like
this is one of the top pirate crews in the world. Like these ain't no bomb. The Kuja, they know hockey, and like these are not just regular random women, bro. That shit, if that has her out, she's a bomb.
Yeah, and Gloriosa, like she'll take care of her, and Krogus will heal her up. It'll be fine. But I'm just saying, bro.
Why getting chummy with Gloriosa now? But it is happening. Like,
hey, W. Gabon, my boy got Ripley, Gloria. Hey, come on, man.
I was like, yo, top roster.
I still just can't get over the fact that it's out of every like. Did you ever think that like Rayleigh and Shaggy would be like legitimately the only shipping in One Piece?
And there is. I wonder.
It literally is the only couple that we've seen.
About what like she was finna say. And Ray was it Ray? No, was it Ray finna say it? And she was like, I already know.
Yeah,
Or was she finna say something? Ray was like, I already know.
Well, I had
I think
two
it
ideas. I
was.
was thinking it was going to be something about what Somers did to her, and maybe her injury, but also it could have been something like very corny, like some kind of like "I love you" type thing. And Rayleigh's just, I don't want to talk about that.
No, man. I think
Well,
I think it was like
because
comfort. Like, I think it was like, hey, you know, I got to tell you something important. Like, it might be something that's like not island relevant. I mean, you know, some people say it could be about fucking Mihawk. I don't think so, but who knows, man?
Here, let me rewind because I'm getting through the chapters real quick. Y'all continue. Go ahead. I'll see what he did.
Well, because
trying to
I'm
see
just
what
thinking,
he
because the
did.
reason why I thought that was, I'm like, there's a reason Oda doesn't want to show that is just because he like I said, he doesn't like to go into romance and everything. So I was thinking it could have been something like that, and that's why he didn't want to just spell it out. He doesn't really want to write those type of conversations.
Okay, Krow, I'm looking at it. Shaki is cuffed, and it's a direct blow to her leg.
Oh my
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, she's literally cuffed, and we're dealing with a holy knight here. It's not just some random marine.
Bruh, that weak ass hit, bruh.
I'm just saying it was pretty heavy. I mean, she's literally like she's bleeding out. Like
she's literally
bleeding out from a hit to the leg.
And it's a holy night, and then all of a sudden
she couldn't protect herself. It's no like there's no hockey.
She got an artery, bro. Like, oh my god, bro. All right, man. I'm willing to bet she could probably get up and skywalk if she had to right now. Like, there is nothing wrong with Shaki. Rayleigh is holding her because he just got linked up with the love of his life, or at least his future wife. Like, he don't gotta hold her, bro. She not that fucked up.
So you're saying he's just a gentleman?
Yeah, he just been a gentleman. There's no wrong with that. Okay. This is not a clown, Ray. This is just
at least
like,
he's not a Sanji,
he's holding her to protect her. Hey, whoa! What you mean, buddy?
I think it's pretty prevalent what he's meaning right now, Krow. I mean,
yeah, imagine Sanji in that situation.
Because he's not used to being around bitches. Sanji got him, bro.
Imagine Sanji in that same scenario.
We've seen Sanji carry Nami like it's nothing.
And
bro.
didn't he carry? I think he didn't he carry Viola?
Yeah, he do this all the time, bro. Y'all gotta stop.
Did, yeah.
Don't let Toei fuck y'all perception of Sanji.
No, we left Fishman Island.
Every arc
just warped our entire perception.
We know.
Every arc,
we know
Sanji wound up carrying the lady with no problem. He did literally Nami this arc.
I know, bro. I'm just.
And he gonna be carrying that giant soon.
Hey, Jose in chat, some as fuck. Okay, that is true, but at the same time, like, you never know.
Summer's he's like a Mick Carter at best, bro. He like who's a wrestler, just nobody's always just getting beat up, bro. I don't know, but he's not that. I love his character. I don't love him like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like him, like I would defend him. I just love the villainy. It's very interesting.
He's an awesome villain.
Runji, wow. He is an awesome villain, yeah. Shout out to the anime for finally giving Sanji a good animated scene, and it just happened to be one where he got it's a filler scene where he got hit by the hilts of Nusjoro's sword. If I made my way to Toei headquarters, boy, One Piece might go on break for 3 years after I get done with that
crazy.
shit, bro.
I'm pretty sure Japan just made a law that's like Western, I don't know, something about it that like they can continue making things without Western influence. And like it's specifically based off of like I don't know, there was a specific law that they just put out. And I can't help but think that this might be actually related to Sanji. Because people are like furious with how I mean like Krow, I feel like a lot of people like have similar sentiments to you in the sense that they see Sanji being screwed over, and like I don't know, it seems like somebody in Toei like just wants that to happen.
Yeah, his name is Vince Smoke Judge. He works for Toei. Toei is crazy. He's the CEO. You gonna see? I'm telling you, if you walk the CEO of the Toei headquarters, there's a guy named Vince Smoke Judge sitting there waiting on you, and you might run into his other little ugly sons running around the building or something, bro.
I've been thinking about it. That, like, what if someone made a video like on YouTube where it's like, all right, they get all the complaints from Toei Animation down onto like a list or a piece of paper, and then it gets so many views, and like it just like gets pushed out to Toei. They just have to regard it no matter what. and it's all the things.
Mhm.
It's Sanji being like, treated like a bum, like not
Well, I
properly
have a
managed.
script. I have a script for all the Sanji stuff. I was gonna make a video about it, but then we got a guy about it, and I was like, bro, I'm not fucking talking about Sanji right now. But I'm gonna make that video sooner or later. Well, actually, I think Grand Line what Grand Line reviews. Yeah, Grand Line, he made the video himself. Like after I'm not saying he stole it from me because y'all know how niggas remember. Somebody did steal a video from me. It wasn't him though. But he made the idea that I had. Y'all know I'm talking about stole my video. That's crazy, bro.
That's kind of crazy.
Hey, we really can't get into that, but hey, like these things, like subscribe.
Hey, like and subscribe, y'all. It's funny because like at first I was trying to be like, man, it was just coincidence.
Oh, tornadoes!
I'm like, yo, this is the exact same fucking point. Here comes the
too.
star. That was the beginning of the end for us. Well, actually, it was nosebleed stuff, but it got worse over time. Be the change you want to see in the world. Gotcha. Oh man, y'all ready to wrap it up, man?
Yeah, I just want to ask one last thing. What do you think is going to be Rox's like big moment? Or do you think he doesn't get one? It'll be the reverse of Roger.
I mean,
what are we expecting now that they got attacked with all this hockey?
I don't think he's done. I think he's still gonna get one last moment where he fight it off and can have like a final talk. But
I think because we expect big maybe like a big speech from him just because of the same thing with Whitebeard and Roger. Like, do you think maybe he says something to Whitebeard or like I don't know, but I think there's gonna be a moment where we got to keep in mind Rox knows I think he's kind of processing and understanding what's happening with Emu right now. And he's already had the voice of all things communication with Garp and Roger. So I do think there's going to be more. Like, we're going to see him kind of give some kind of information, maybe about the One Piece. So I don't know what it could be. Maybe Emu, but it has to be something new, too. It can't be something that we've already heard of before. Something interesting.
It might be like, I think we're going to get some type of interesting, even if it's like, you don't got to be current Ross, but like, I don't know. We got to get like
something of the Will of
D
or something. Like, I don't know, bro. It has to be like.
Yeah, I still think that his ending like supposed to encapsulate the idea of a death that Kaido was talking about. Like he wants a grand death, probably because of the way Rox was taken out. So if it's like supposed to be a death that's just so underwhelming for somebody of his stature, maybe nothing happens. But I still think we get more information.
Yeah. I feel like it's the fact that like he didn't want that idea of like, man, he really go out in such a sad way where like he has so much power. Hockey is crazy, going up and like assassinating admirals left and right, making an insane crew to the point where his entire existence is erased. That's why Kaido's like, you know what? I need to go through a different lens here. I need to try something different.
I really think with I think we're finding now that like these strong characters for the most part are rather simple, and I'm going back to Roger and Garp. They're simple people. I think we just seen Roger is really out here just living his life. I think when he came to Rayleigh and he was talking about flipping the world upside down, he just meant like act a fool, not realizing that it's literally going to need the world to flip upside down for this change to occur. And I'm thinking Rock's giving like some information to these men right before his death is what going to make Roger like, we got this demon spider. We got this man talking about the One Piece. Roger's like, yo, I got more to learn. And I think this is when Roger really takes the initiative of finding the One Piece and becoming who we know him to be from the information he's going to get from Rox. And I'm thinking maybe something about him laughing may have something to do with Rox at the end of the day as well.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like, remember when in Zoe we were talking about the road poneglyphs and Inuarashi and Nekomamushi were talking about, yo, you guys are already on a journey in which you already found out so much to the point where like you're beyond something like of the original journey. Like you get to Low Star Island, you learn about the road poneglyphs, and then you come back and do the whole thing over again. But the Straw Hats skipped that. I feel like it's the same kind of lens here where like Rox skipped all of like learning about the One Piece, learning about the world, the Void Century, what happened. He already knew. He was living it. So that sort of he was able to skip that entire process. So then Roger's like, okay, if this is what happened to Rocks, if this is the devil of the world is showing up and doing all these things, then I need to learn why. I need to learn and see through my disposal what's the reason for all of this happening. Obviously, Garp can't do it because he's in the Marines and like he's held back by that. But because Roger's a pirate and he's free to do what he wants, he's able to explore all of these things and then us becoming king of the pirates. So yeah, I think it makes sense from here on out in terms of narratively why they were able to make the choices they were in terms of like Rock specifically.
Yeah, I just think it would be cool if it's like a full circle moment where you got Rock says something to Roger, and then because then Roger's last words kind of influenced Whitebeard's last words, and then just kind of a full on cycle. But
it's like a butterfly effect, snowball, butterfly, whatever it is.
But yeah,
all right, fellas,
we can wrap it up. Make sure you guys like the stream, dope. Share the stream.
Like the stream, again. Like the stream. If you made it this far, drop your caps in the comments, and Preach will personally send you $50 a piece.
And happy birthday to JJ and Prince as well.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, man, to two of our members. And then you got Zoro's birthday coming up.
Oh yeah. All I ask is if y'all can, to those of you still listening, push out that Sengoku is a bum agenda as much as you can, please. We really need that out there.
Yeah. And if anybody got a problem with it, send them to us.
Yep.
That guy's a bum.
I ain't got no smoke for Sengoku, man. I ain't got smoke like that for Sengoku.
Jose the GOAT. Vex.
Shout out to Kyle Bell, bro. One of my first subscribers. Yeah. I think he been there since like before 1,000 subscribers, or pretty early on, bro. It's it's funny. Like you always remember the early names that comment a lot, and you.
Oh yeah,
bro. Thanks.
Yeah. So shout out to Kyle Bell.
There's one guy that like argue with me all the time for some reason, but hey, you keep watching the videos. I ain't mad at it. So, yeah, shout out to y'all, man.